Hello gems, welcome again to my YouTube channel. In this video we will be making this beautiful art together. This is my sister modeling the art and you can see the excitement on her face. When you follow the instructions in this tutorial, you would have your own art as well. Let's get started. For this tutorial, we're going to be needing 4 color shades of yarn. I'll be using the brand Ye. That's what is readily available for me here. And I'll be doubling my yarn because it is a lightweight fingering yarn. I'll be doubling it. But if you have a DK weight yarn, which is a thicker yarn, you can just use one strand. I'll be doubling the strand of mine. You need a 5mm hook for this project, and you need a tape measure. We're going to be using this to measure our granny square to be sure that it is the size that we want for our art. You also need a stitch marker. This is actually optional. Then you need a scissors to cut off the ends when you are done. So let's get started with making our granny square. We'll be needing 5 of this granny square. I've made 3. I'll be making one more with you, then I'll make another one off camera. So once I have my 5 squares complete, I'm going to bring it here and we'll be joining it together. So for mine, I'm going to be starting with white color like these other ones that I've done. I'm going to make a magic ring. To make a magic ring, just put the yarn over your finger like this, then you pull it out. You make a magic ring, then you chain 3. This would serve as the first double crochet that we're going to be doing. We're going to make 16 double crochets, and since this is the first one, I'll be doing 15 more double crochets. So 15, and the last one 16. When working your magic ring, try to make sure that this end, you can make yours a little bit longer so that it does not go over, because if it goes over it can loosen. So you can make yours a little bit longer, and once you are done with the 16 double crochets, you would pull this end tightly. Don't pull too much so you don't cut off the yarn. Just pull it tightly until the hole is very closed. You pull it tightly until this hole inside is very close. Then you are going to make a slip stitch. You slip stitch into the first chain 3 that we did. You slip stitch and you pull out. Then you make a chain 1 and you cut your yarn. So we are done with the first color, the first white. You can still pull this a little bit more for it to be tight. You can see how tight it is now. So let's move on to the pink. Now for the pink, from that same chain 3, where you slip stitch, you are going to insert your hook. You insert your hook, then you pull out. You do a chain 2, 1, 2, then you yarn over and do HDC, half double crochet 3 together. So this will be my 3rd one because the chain 2 that we did first serves as the first half double crochet. So you pull all together, then you chain 1 to lock that stitch. This stitch is called a puff stitch. This one that we just did is a puff stitch, and we're going to be doing 16 more of it. We're going to go around. We've done the first one, then the second one, you yarn over, pull this I'm trying to hide these ends as I go. You pull out. This is the first HDC. You yarn over again, go inside, pull out. This is the second HDC. Then you do it for the third time. Then you pull all out. You chain one. Let me do it again. You yarn over, you put it inside, you pull out. You do that again and again, making 3 HDC. Then you bring it out like this and you chain one. Let me do it one more time. Yarn over, pull inside, bring out, pull inside, bring out, pull inside, then bring out for the third time. Then you chain one. So you continue like that till you're in the 16th one. The reason why I'm trying to hide these ends as I go is just so that when we are done with our granny square, we will not have too many ends to weave in. So like you can see for this one now, there is literally no ends to weave in except this one. But assuming I didn't weave it in when I was walking through, there will be like 3 other yarn to weave in. I've done 15 puff stitches now. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So I'll be doing the last one in this hole. You can put your hook inside because that hole is a bit tight. So this last hole, it might be a bit tight. What you just need to do is to try to chook your hook inside just so you can expand that hole a bit. So yeah, we've expanded it a bit. For the last one, you go in here, you pull out, that is 1 HCC, then 2, then for the last time 3, then you pull all out. You chain one. Now you slip stitch. You know we did 2 chains here. We started with 2 chains. We are going to slip stitch in the first chain. You slip stitch like this. If you are finding it difficult to put it in the first chain, you can just put it in this hole. It does not really do anything. Let me loosen it and do it again. So if you are finding it difficult putting it in the first chain, you can as well just put it here. Can you see? Then you chain one and cut. We are done with the second color. We'll be moving on to the third color, which is this purple. For the third color, we'll be doing a bubble stitch. We did a puff stitch for this one, then we'll be doing a bubble stitch for this third round. For the third row, you insert your hook in one of the space between 2 bubble stitches, pull out your yarn, you chain 3, 2, 3, chain 3. Now we're going to be doing double crochet, 4 double crochets together. I've done the second one, this is the third one, then this is the 4th one. Then you pull everything out, you chain 2, then you go to the next one. Remember that we slip stitch into here, so this is not the second O, this is the second O here. So we do 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then you pull out, you chain 2 again. This is the next hole. You do 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then you pull out, you chain 2 again, then continue that pattern of the bubble stitch. You do it for 16 times. I'm doing the 4th one now. 2, 3, then 4. then you chain 2. So I'll continue and do 12 more to make 16. I've done 15 bubble stitches. Now for the last one, I'm going to be doing this. You chain 2 and you slip stitch on the first chain from the first chain that we did in that chain 3. Slip stitch from it. If you're finding it difficult to put it in the chain, you can just put it in the hole beside it. You can just put it in this hole beside it. It's not going to alter anything. Can you see? Then you chain 1 and you cut. Yeah, we're done with the third round. Well, now this is still a circle, as you can see. We're going to be doing this last part that is going to give us the square shape that will make our circle to become a granny square. For the last one, we're going to start from this part where we stopped. Don't be confused about this hole. This is just the hole that we slip stitched inside. So we're going to start from here. Can you see? I'm starting from here. You insert your hook. You can decide to always do like a chain or a slip knot before you insert, or you can just go straight and insert like I've been doing in previous ones. So you do like this, then you chain 3. This will serve as 1 double crochet, then you do 3 more double crochets, 2, then the third one. So after this, we're going to do a corner. And to do our, you chain 1. Then to do our corner, we are going to be using the treble stitch. You yarn over twice, you pull inside and pull out, you pull through 2, you pull through another 2, then you pull through the last 2. I'm going to do that again. 1, 2, you yarn over twice, you pull in and pull out, then you pull through 2 loops, you pull through another 2 loops. Now you have 2 loops left, then you pull through the last 2. Let's do that one more time. Yarn over twice, pull out, you pull through 2 loops, you pull through 2 loops again, then you pull through the last 2, then you chain 3 because we're doing a corner. Yarn over twice, you pull inside, pull out, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2 again, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. You can rewind it and take it slow so that you get each step. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now we are done with our corner. We're done with this corner here. We're going to chain 1 again, and chain 1, you do 3 double crochets again, 2, and the third one 3, then you chain 1. Now we're going to do half double crochet, but not together. We're not going to do it together, we're going to do it separately. Half double crochet, this is the first one, the second one, then the third one. You chain 1 again, then you do double crochet, 1, 2, 3, then you chain 1 and do a corner. So just to talk you through it, we first started with with 3 double crochets, then we did a corner, and for our corner we did 3 treble crochets, 3 chains, then 3 treble crochets, then we chain 1, then we did another set of 3 double crochets, then we chain 1, then we did 3 half double crochets, we chain 1, then 3 double crochets, we chain 1, then another corner. So we have a corner, a set of 3 double crochets, and a set of 3 half double crochets, and another set of 3 double crochets, then a corner. That is how the border of the granny square is made. Now let's continue. We're going to do the corner next, then we'll yarn over twice, yarn over. We're doing a treble crochet, so pull through, pull through, pull through again, pull through, pull through, pull through again, then you pull through, pull through, pull through, then you chain 3 because it is a corner. 1, 2, then 3, then you chain 1. Always remember to chain 1 after each set. Then you do double crochet 3 times, then you chain 1 again, you do half double crochet 3 times, and that's same hole, then you chain 1 again, then you do double crochet 3 times. Oh, my yarn just got exhausted. Since I'm using 2 strands and this one got finished, I'm just going to tie it normally. I'll tie a knot like, tie the knot like 3 times, and this is the 3rd time, so I'll just continue. This is my 2nd double crochet, then my last double crochet. I'm just trying to walk over this one that we tied here, this end. So you chain 1. Now we're doing another edge because we've done a set of double crochet, we've chained 1, a set of half double crochet, we chained 1, a set of another set of double crochet, and we've chained 1. Now we're going to do our corner again. The last one we are doing is half double crochet because we started with a double crochet set, if you understand. Then you chain 1 and you slip stitch into this chain 3 that we did. You chain 1 and you cut. So we are done with our granny square. This is what we have. We started with this set of double crochet, we chained 1, we did a corner, we chained 1, we did another set of double crochet, we chained 1, then we did a set of half double crochet, we chained 1, and we did a set of double crochet, we chained 1, then we did a corner. That was what we did all round till we got back to where we started from. So yes, we have our granny square complete. I have 4 squares already. I'm going to do 1 more square, then I will come back and we're going to join the squares together. After joining the squares together, we're going to start with our ruffles. I have my 5 squares ready now and we're going to be joining, but before then we have to measure our square, and you can actually do this before you do the remaining 5. You measure your square to see if it is the measurement of your head. You measure your head round, that's the circumference of your head, then you divide the measurements by 5. So whatever you get should be the size of your square for one side. Even if it's not exactly, it should be like close to. When I measured mine and I divided by 5, it gave me 4.4 thereabouts, and here I have about 4.25, and if I should even stretch it, it will give me like 4.5, so it's okay. Yes, so that is what your heart should measure. The normal head circumference of an adult is between 21 inches to 24 inches. Mine measured 22 inches, so you can measure yours. If you want your heart to be smaller, say you want to make it for a smaller person, you get the head circumference of the person and you divide it by 5. Whatever you get should be the size of one square. I hope you understand that. We're going to be joining our squares like this. I'm going to be joining the squares like this. We'll join here, 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 then we'll join the sides two together. So to join our squares together, this is the right side, this is the wrong side. We're going to be putting the right side facing each other like this. Then we'll be joining, we'll be doing the stitch on the wrong side. So to do that, you attach your yarn here. You can either use a slip stitch or single crochet stitch to join your squares, but for this tutorial I'm using single crochet stitches to join. So you put your hook in a corner, you chain one, then you do a single crochet in that same corner, then you go to the next stitch. Try to work this end as you are working so that you don't have to weave it in after. So you do your single crochet, you do your single crochet, continue that way. You are not skipping any stitch. You do a single crochet, and also in this chain one space here, you do a single crochet. You also do a single crochet in the next stitch and in the next. So you continue that way until you get to the second corner here. I've gotten to my next corner, then you do a single crochet in that corner. So let's see what we have. Yep, this is what we have. So let's take this as our center. We're going to attach one more here, one more here, and one more here. So what we're going to do next is we're going to chain one and cut off this yarn. I've joined the four squares together. Now we're going to be joining the sides. It's the same process, it's the same principle. You can actually do 2 single crochet in this corner. It depends on you, and you can do 1. Well, I'll be doing 2. It's the same way, like I said, you attach your yarn the same way you did the others. You chain 1, then you do a single crochet. I'm going to do another single crochet here. You can try to just do 1, but I'll just do 2 and see how it looks. Continue with the single crochet till you reach the corners again. I'm done joining, and this is what we have. It's going to give like a box shape. So let me turn it over. So I've turned it over, and this is what we have. At this point, you can test the art to see if it is your size, and it will definitely expand a bit once you start wearing it. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work single crochet round the edges, and we're going to try to hide this yarn as we walk round. For this edge, I'm not sure I stated it earlier, I used 2 single crochet at the end when I joined the diagonal sides. Now we're going to be doing single crochet round. Attach your yarn this way. You chain 1, then you start your single crochet. The reason why we are doing the single crochet is just because once we start working our ruffles, the stitch is going to expand because we'll be working multiple stitch inside a stitch. So for it not to be too wide or expand too much, that is why we are doing the single crochet round this edge. So you work single crochet around each stitch, including the chain 1 between each set. You work a single crochet in it as well. You can work 2 single crochet for each corner. You do 1, 2, then you continue your single crochet. So I've gotten to where I started from. I'm just going to put 1 single crochet there, then I'll slip stitch into the first single crochet. I'll chain 1, and we're going to start our ruffles. For this single crochet edge that we did, you can decide to do one more. If you feel like your heart is wider, you can do one more, or you can also decrease so that it will bring it together. But I've worn mine, I've tested mine, and I can see that I like the fit, so I'll just continue with my ruffles. For the ruffles, I chained one earlier. I'll just chain 2 more, so that'll be 3 chains. This chain 3, it serves as 1 double crochet, so we're going to do 3 more double crochets, making 4 inside that same stitch. So we are doing 4 double crochets, and in the next stitch 3, 4. You move on to the next, you also do 4 double crochets, 3, 4. If you are a beginner, you can actually put a stitch marker here or in any of the beginning of the stitches, just so that you know where you started. But again, like I said, the stitch marker is optional. If you want to use it, that's okay, and if you feel like you don't need it, it's still okay. So I'm going to my next stitch now. I will do 4 double crochets, I've gotten to the end of the first row for the ruffle, and I'm just going to slip stitch into this first, into the chain 3. I remove my stitch marker, then I'll chain 3 again. Then for this second row for the ruffle, we're going to be doing 3 double crochets in each stitch. So I've done chain 3, it serves as 1 double crochet, and I'll do 2 more. And I'll move to the next stitch and do 3 double crochet, three double crochets in the next. So you continue that way. I'm just going to put my stitch marker here. You continue that way until you get to where we started from. For the ruffles, just know that it depends on how full you want it to be. You can decide that you want to do 4 in each, like we did for the first row. It just depends on how full you want it to be. And if you want to, you can decide that you want 2 or 1 stitch in the second row. So I'll just complete the second row and come back. You don't need to bother about the shape that is given, like a square shape. Is because of course we used granny square. Once you wear the arts, it's not going to show. I've gotten to the end of my second row, so I'm just going to slip stitch where the stitch marker is. You can remove the stitch marker, then slip stitch, and we're done with the second row. For the third row, I'll also be doing 3 double crochets in each stitch. Again, it depends on how full you want your own to be, and if you don't even want the third row, you can also leave it as 2 rows like this. This is also very nice and beautiful. See how beautiful this is. So I'll just go ahead and complete the third row like I did for the second row, and I'll show you what the finished result looks like. I'm done with the last row, the third row of my ruffle, and you can see what we have here. See how full and nice this is. Now to end, I'll just remove the stitch marker. I'll slip stitch into that hole, then you chain 1, then you cut your yarn. You can just leave a little bit end so that you weave it in, and alternatively you can tie a knot maybe like 2-3 times and just cut this part off, but it is always safer to weave your yarn in instead of just cutting it off so that it won't unravel. And there are still some other ends too, like this one that we're going to be weaving in. Now, I have my yarn needle here. You can use yarn needle, or you can also use a very tiny hook like this one. I feel like I would even prefer to use this hook than the yarn needle, but if you're using the yarn needle, what you just have to do is to you put it inside this hole, you start weaving it in. You just go like that, like that, like that. Can you see? Then you pull it out. Can you see? So for this remaining small end, I will just use this 2mm hook to finish up. I'll just make a knot here and tie it off. So I'm making a knot with my hook. So let me try to tie it manually. Yes, last time. It's just so it does not unravel easily. That's why we're doing all this procedure. Now I'm done, so I'll just cut it out. You can see how neatly finished this is. You can't even tell the end from the beginning. And if you want to, that part that I can't even find it anymore because it's neatly done, but if you want to, you can just use lighter. Some people use lighter just to secure it more, but I won't be doing that. Then you go ahead for the other ends too that you have. You can just tie it and cut it off, or if you want to also work it in your work, you can just do that. I'll just be doing this until I can't see any end again. I'll just tie it at this point. So cut this off. I already weaved in most of my ends when I was working, so that's why I do not have a lot. I weaved this one too in, but I didn't complete it, so and cut it out. Be sure to check for any end, so just so your work will be neat both on the inside and the outside. So yeah, I think I've dealt with all my ends and we are done. We are done. See what we have here. How cute is this? This is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much for joining this tutorial. Thank you for coming onto my channel to learn how to make this. I would love to see your pictures, or please, if you make this art for yourself or for a loved one, please do it to share pictures with me on my social media, and I'll be so happy to see them. Thank you so much. Bye. See you in my next tutorial. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. Bye.